Hey everyone, before I get into the real focus of what I wanted to talk about, I just want to give some quick shout outs. Thank you, Michael K., for your donation and your continued support of the channel. And thank you, Jesse, for your awesome message that came along with your support. I really appreciated that. And a huge thank you to Tim for his really generous donation. I'm actually going to make a video either this week or next that touches a little bit on what I've been doing with all of your donations. So be on the lookout for that. But I needed to really quickly say something. I I know if you watched my last video about the whole Jussie Smollett mess, you know that I had said I was going to make. I had two videos that I wanted to do last week, and I'm still going to make those. This is not one of those. Um, Unfortunately, I wasn't able to talk about what I wanted to talk about because I got involved in some drama and got dragged into something, and I don't want to get into specifics in a video because I don't want to give the person involved any additional attention, and I certainly don't want to give them the attention of a video. So if you are interested, you can always ask. You know, I'm a pretty open book, happy to talk about what happened, but that's not really what I wanted to get into. I just wanted to explain that because it's what sets what I wanted to talk about. It's what sets up what I wanted to talk about. Um, I I received some. I guess I'll put it kindly. I received some criticism from someone that I am acquainted with in real life, and the the crux of it all, the point of it all, was that this person felt like because I used to be a drug addict, because I used to have my whole life used to be consumed with getting high or what I was doing while I was high. I focused on art for years. I put in the bare minimum effort in school at community college and had a BS retail job that really just gave me money to buy drugs. And so the I've never not talked about that. I've never hidden that from anyone. I think my experiences give me a different insight than some people, and I have a lot of really fun stories to tell. So, you know, I regret that I wasted so many years of my life on it, but I am who I am because of it. And this person felt that because of who I used to be, I had no right to have any sort of political opinion now, and that I had no right to consider myself a conservative or to speak to people about conservative values. And so, what I wanted to really focus on was just to reiterate to people, if I haven't said this before clearly enough, don't let your past mistakes stop you from living your best life today. The worst thing that you can do for yourself is to keep beating yourself up over the things that you wished you could have done or that you wish you had done differently. Don't let anyone tell you that because you used to be a bad person, you can never be a good person. Don't let anyone tell you that because you used to make bad choices, you now can never make choices again. You know, you can never have an opinion again because your opinions before were faulty or dark or destructive. Because you used to be destructive, now you can't try to help people and you can't try to build something out of your life. And most importantly, don't let the person telling you that be yourself. Some of you have been following this channel for a while. You know that I used to be a crisis hotline counselor, and one of the most common conversations I've had it a million times, I've had it more times than I could ever count, was with people who were so caught up in their past mistakes, so caught up in the hurt that they had caused before, that it was completely preventing them from living a good life now, even though they had all the desire in the world to be a better person, and they wanted to make amends with people, and they wanted to refocus their lives on something more positive. There were so many people that allowed their past transgressions or their past criminal behavior. It put them in this rut of thinking that they were always going to be worthless. You know, they were always going to be a criminal. They were always going to be someone that hurt people. And sometimes it got so frustrating trying to break through to these people, trying to get them to understand that you do yourself no favors with that kind of thinking. You're not going to get anywhere if you keep telling yourself you're not going to get anywhere. You know, you're not going to succeed if you keep telling yourself you're a loser. If you, I think to do this right, you have to be self-critical. You know, you have to look at yourself as honestly as you possibly can, and that's not always easy. I'm very bad at that still. You know, I don't sit here and look at myself totally objectively, but if you can look at yourself and really know in your heart that you're a different person today than you were yesterday, you know, that you're not the same person you used to be, that you are genuinely trying to do good, to be good, to create goodness in your life. You know, if you know in your heart that you have truly turned a corner, don't let anyone else try to stop you from doing that. Don't let anyone try to tell you that you can't be a good person today because you used to be a bad person. It just doesn't work that way. And to me, I think the only reason they tell you that is because they don't want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you become the best version of yourself. Because if you're the best version of yourself, maybe it makes them think about how they're not as good of a person as they wish they were, you know, or maybe they haven't accomplished everything that they wish they could. So they've got to break you down, they've got to take you down so that you will be at their level and you're not going to exceed them. And if you're the one saying this to yourself, then really take an assessment on, is this really just self-sabotage? Are you holding on to your past mistakes because there's a part of you that's afraid to get better? You know, that there's a part of you that's afraid to be that better person, because it's harder to be a good person than it is to be a bad person. It's so easy to go through life not giving a crap about anybody else but yourself. That's the easy way. You know, not having connections, not building relationships, completely acting on your own interests and being self-serving, being selfish. It's so easy to do that. And it's really easy to convince yourself that you're doing the right thing or you're living your best life, when in actuality, if you really thought about it, you're miserable with yourself and you wish you were a better person. So that's what I wanted to say is please don't sabotage yourself, and don't let anybody sabotage you. Don't let anyone hold you back. If you want to make a change, if you want to be a better person, if you want to spread love and positivity, who cares what you did before? Who cares what you used to do? Think about what you're doing right now. And if there are people out there who you have wronged, try your best, if you can, to apologize and let them know you'll never do things like that again. And if there's someone out there that's telling you they love you, but they're not letting you grow, or they're constantly reminding you of the past mistakes you made, if they're constantly holding these past mistakes above your head, to bring you down, recognize that for what it is. That's not your fault. That's not your doing. That's on that other person. That is on them. And for whatever reason, they want to take you down. Don't let them. And again, don't let yourself take yourself down either. Don't be your own worst enemy. So that's I went on a little bit of a rant, and it just it really it bothered me to think that there was someone out there that actually thinks that because you used to have a drug problem, somehow that now makes your current opinions invalid. It makes your current efforts invalid. That is a lie. And if anyone is telling you that in your life, including yourself, recognize it for the lie that it is and make the choice to be better.